Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or hi if you're new. If you hear the noise in the background, that is my air conditioning. I am sorry about that. It's not fall weather where I live yet, but today's video I'm going to do my October TBR. I know this should have gone up already, but it didn't. So I have quite a few books that I want to get to. Nine books that I want to get to, plus the books that I am going to be picking up from the library I do not have on hand with me at the moment. So I've talked about some of these books already in past reading vlogs, so if you guys watch those, that's great. If not, it's okay too. But the first book is The Perilous Sea by Sherry Thomas. This is the second book to The Burning Sky. I read The Burning Sky and I liked it. It follows our main character. We have two main characters. I know I'm gonna pronounce these wrong. Titus, and then it sounds like Iolanthe. Iolanthe. They are disguised, and she is disguised as Archer Fairfax, who is another character in this. And they go to Elton College. This is basically a book set in a school where there is magic and wands, and each book is based off a different element. The first one was fire and lightning. This one is obviously has to deal with water, so I can't wait to get to it. The first one was a quick read, but the chapters are really long, and I really enjoyed the first one, so I can't wait to dive into this one. I then have Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is the only Victoria Schwab / V.E. Schwab book that I have not read yet, and I'm excited to read this because the sequel, Vengeful, just came out. So all I know about this one is that these are two friends who were in college and now they are enemies, and that is all I know. And that's pretty much all I want to know. So I'm hoping to get to this rather soon. So I'm excited to finally read Vicious. This has been out for ages. The sequel and the first book are like 5 years apart, I think, so I'm excited to read this. The next book is, I talked about this one, These Rebel Ways by Sarah Rashi. This is the author of the Smell Like Ashes trilogy. I recently just finished that in my last reading vlog, and I loved the last book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, but I can't wait to get to her newest release. And I really know nothing about this. Two authors blurbed it, Evelyn Sky and then Claire LeGrant blurbed this book, and here we follow a soldier, a pirate, and a prince. So I'm very excited to read this. It's not that long, so hopefully I'll like it. The next book I have is, I just found out because I watched Reagan's newest video from Prose Project, reading her lowest ratings on Goodreads books, and this was one of them, Jane Unlimited by Kristin Cashore. This is the author of the Graceling trilogy, which I loved when I read them. I read all three. We have Graceling, Fire, and Bitter Blue, and then we have her newest book. I know nothing about it. All I know, it follows a girl named Jane, and that is it. So I'm excited to read it, even though it does have a very low rating on Goodreads, which was shocking because her Graceling trilogy has a very high rating. So I'll see how this one goes, but I am excited to read it. Then another book I've started but haven't finished yet is A Long Way to a Small and Greek Planet by Becky Chambers. I got about halfway through this book and then I had to return it to the library because there was a hold on it. So I do want to finish this. I'm going to start from where I left off because I just started it this year, so it's still fresh in my mind. So I am going to start from where I left off and read the last half of this book. This is a very character-driven book, so be warned going into that. Next book, I know nothing about at all. So it's set in the future in 2059. So yeah, that's all. And in Oxford. So, and that is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I know everybody has been loving this book, so I am going to give it a try. This is an adult fantasy novel, I believe, with some sci-fi elements. Cami Garcia, Blurred, and Susan Hill, which I don't know who that is, but my library marked it as sci-fi. I don't know why, but this is definitely I want to say a fantasy book, so I'm excited. I think I've been saying excited for quite a bit, but I'm excited to read all of these. So the next one is pretty much an October read because it's based off Villains, and that is Because You Love to Hate Me, and this is edited by Amar. I am not really sure, but this is a collaboration between 13 authors and 13 booktubers. Some authors on here are Renee Ahdieh, Susan Dennard, Marissa Meyer, Victoria Schwab, Samantha Shannon, Adam Silvera, Nicola Yoon, April Genevieve Tucholk, and there's 13 booktubers. Some popular booktubers are in this as well. So I want to read it and see where I fall in the train of this book. And this is a Spookathon challenge book, because one of the challenges is read a book with purple on the cover, and this has purple on the cover, so I may be reading this. I will have my Spookathon TBR up later this week, so because that's next week, I think, so keep an eye out for that. Two books, the last two books I'm currently in the middle of, and speaking of Marissa Meyer, I'm currently reading Renegades by Marissa Meyer right now, and I'm really enjoying this. I'm on page 106, and this has to get read by the 15th because that's when it's due back to the library. And I'm hopefully going to read it today since I'm at home, yay, and not at work. But I'm hopefully going to get a good chunk of this read today. Ugh, this pile is getting big. Don't fall. And the last book that I have on me is a big book, and I'm already halfway through it, so I'm hoping to finish the other half of it this month, and that is, if you've been watching my vlogs, you know what it is. It is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I picked this up because Reagan, again, over at Peruse Project, has been raving about the series, and I am halfway through this. I'm on page 513, so I'm hoping to read the other half this month. This is also another one of those character-driven stories. There is a bunch of stories to follow in this, but it's very good. I'm enjoying it. It's probably going to be a 5-star read for me, so I can't wait to finish it and see what I think about it. Hopefully this week. We'll see. Fingers crossed. But yeah, those are all the books in October that I want to read. That does not include Spookathon and Witchathon. Witchathon happens at the end of the month. Spookathon happens next week, I think. I'll have to look it up. That's not including the 2 readathons that I want to do this month. So those will be a separate TBR all on its own. I usually don't make TBR videos because I am definitely a mood reader, but hopefully I can stick to this TBR since they are library books. So, and I do have some Magic Treehouse books to break up all these big books, so there's that. But I'm gonna go, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.